Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
How's your day going?
Going good, thank you, yes.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Really, guys?
What? Jackson's always has those game ready.
Let's go!
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Boise State football wide receiver Ben Ford. I've had to face some setbacks on the field this past season, but toughness isn't about staying down. It's about getting back up. I am proud to represent Lithia Ford of Boise, where you can find the largest selection of Ford trucks that are built tough and, like me, handle the hits and keep pushing forward. Come check out the incredible inventory and competitive pricing at Lithia Ford of Boise. And when you buy here, you're not just getting a truck, you're supporting Boise State athletics and Lithia Ford NIL partnerships. Come see us at Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise, and our major sponsors, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, rowpaint.com, and the Blue and Orange store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how
we doing, Bronco Nation? Happy Thursday to you here at Bronco Nation News at bronconationnews.com. My name is BJ Rains. I'm in the Sun Cruiser Studios. We got John Mallory, KTIK 95.3 The Ticket in the Lithia Ford of Boise Studios. Johnny, it's Thursday, man. How we doing?
Good, BJ. How you been this morning? Been up and at 'em, man? I just got your text a little bit ago, man. Usually we talk before the shows. First time I'm seeing him. What's going on, man?
I'm doing good. It has been a crazy morning. I'm out of breath, as you can tell. But part of it is, Johnny, I did make it over to Jackson's. Got my 75-cent fountain drink here. 75-cent fountain drink when the Broncos score 75 points. And so, you know what? When you're thinking, okay, what size fountain drink do I really need? They're all the same price. You go for the biggest one they have. So this would have been $2.09. The giant drink here. I would never drink this much soda, but $2.09 for like this 60 ounce or whatever it is. It was only 75 cents. So I went for it. Huh?
I'm just saying, yeah. No, the fountain soda at the Mini Mart or Jackson's, it's probably the best bargain in America right now. I mean, bang for buck. You go get the fountain soda at a gas station, Mini Mart, whatever. Those things are so well priced, but we don't do it. We'll go in there and we buy the bottle of soda or whatever from the deal. And it's like, if you go the fountain, you save so much money on that stuff. Good purchase. And then how they team up with you, 75 cents for that. Yeah. I mean,
2 days. Yeah. 2 days after the Broncos score 75 points. And that was 2 days ago. So today was the day. And got up early, was like, all right, I need to go buy some energy drinks. Walked in, they had the sign for the fountain drink. And you know what else I never do, Johnny? Don't give me. I know you're a Taco Bell breakfast guy. We love Taco Bell breakfast. I get it. I'm not a big gas station morning breakfast sandwich type guy. Just not something I normally do. But the lady at the counter, very nice young lady, said, "Hey, did you get a sandwich? Today is our Thursday $3 deal." And I turned around, I looked at it, I said, "You know what? I'm supporting the sponsor here. That's how I can justify eating, this breakfast sandwich today." So I walked back over to the thing and I got the breakfast McMuffin, sausage, egg, and cheese, $3. Normally it's like $5. So Thursdays I got the double deal today, Johnny. I got the 75-cent fountain drink, the half-price breakfast sandwich, and it was tremendous. I'm not gonna lie, dude. It was you felt like you were eating just a 5-star breakfast. It was awesome. It was a great. I'm sure it was very healthy, but it was exactly what I needed to kind of get my day going. So Jackson's our sponsor. We appreciate them. Thank you. 75-cent fountain drink 2 days after the Broncos score 75. And apparently on Thursdays, $3 breakfast sandwiches. It was a great breakfast. As Deborah says here, I'm good to go today. So I am. I'm ready to rock and roll. And so, yeah, we had Johnny, yeah. I was going to say, you may someday know what this is like. You may not, know what it's like to get kids off to school. And so it's a very interesting morning a lot of times when it's, we carpool with the neighbor. So some days we drive, some days the neighbor drive, and you need to have them out the door at, 8:45. So they're ready to go. And, when we count down 5 minutes, that doesn't mean 5 minutes left till you start getting ready. That means 5 minutes left till we're leaving. So today was one of those days where you're, literally pushing, yelling, kicking, getting them out the door. And so which one do you think's harder to get out the door, by the way?
Nelson. Nelson's just harder for you, I'm sure, and Karen in every aspect.
Let's be honest, mostly Karen. She does she does most of that.
Just Nelson. BJ's youngest. He's a handful. Naismith's like an angel. Nelly, like, oh gosh, man.
But I will say,
some in your hand always, because you might have to just throw it at Nelly. That's how I treat BJ's kid. I always have like a Nerf ball in my hand or something, so I can just chuck it at him, keep him away from him.
It was one of those mornings. But the beauty of working from home, Johnny, is I was able to start. I sent you the link. I started the show and then was able to go up and change shirts, and you can just kind of just.
That's why you were
I knew I had 2 minutes and 9 seconds once I hit the intro to go, and I needed every second of it because that's why I was out of breath coming back down here. But I'm ready to go, and it's a fun time, man. 4 wins in a row going into Saturday's game. Colorado State's now won 8 or 9 in a row, and who knows what's going to happen next week in the conference tournament. But I think Boise State fans at least can have a little hope, Johnny, and at least can feel like there's some path, some way they can make a run next week. And I don't know, that's always been the case this season. I don't know if that was the case after the Utah State game a couple weeks ago. I don't know if that was the case after the UNLV game where they lost 4 in a row, and lost in overtime at home and blew the big lead. Or I guess that one would have been at Utah or at UNLV for the 4-game streak, but then they blew the one at home, after having a big lead. So there's been times where, fans were ready to give up and call for coaching changes and all this stuff. But right now, at least, Johnny, at least for the next, 48 hours, I think fans wake up excited about the conference tournament, having a little bit of hope. I don't think they're expecting to win it or thinking they'll win it, but they at least have seen enough good basketball and are feeling good enough to think that they, there might be a chance they could make a run. And I think at some points in this season, that's all you could have asked for at this point.
Yeah, I mean, here's the order right now of happiness of the fan bases in the Mountain West. Number 1, Colorado State. Their fans woke up today more excited than any other fan base. Number 2, I'll say UNLV, because they just came off sweeping Utah State. Neither game was really all that particularly close. They just kind of handled them both. And then number 3, it's Boise State. Those are the 3 teams in the Mountain West that are feeling good about where they are right now, that can honestly raise their hand when asked the question, are you playing your best basketball right now? And UNLV can say, yeah, look at the teams we're beating. We probably have the best player in the league. Colorado State can say, yeah, we've won 8 in a row. We beat just about everybody we've needed to prove we need to beat, or we've played well against those teams. Yeah, we're going into this thing, Colorado State. The Mountain West tournament is like that team that nobody wants to play right now. Then you also, though, you have Boise State, who's corrected, corrected a lot of things in this turnaround, but feeling good about the way they're doing, like where they're going. If you ask Boise State, are you playing your best basketball now? I think they'd say yes. Utah State fan can't say that. Utah State fan is still in bed. They don't want to wake up or maybe they do because it's a nightmare. All of a sudden, this is a 1-bid league, period now. San Diego State fan, you think they're happy? Hell no. It's the worst team San Diego State's ever had. Grand Canyon, not really. New Mexico, man, you had every opportunity in front of you, and you got smoked at the pit by Colorado State. Like, this league's all over the place. Boise State, feel really good about your situation right now. You have as good a chance as anybody else, the way I see it.
Yeah, I mean, can you ever remember a time, Johnny, where the perceived so-called top teams in the league have limped to the finish like this? I mean, you look at what's going on right now. I mean, you mentioned Utah State. I mean, they were 23-3, 13-2 in the league. Top 25, I believe, after beating Boise State in that game in Logan a couple weeks ago, and they're just cruising. Well, they've lost 3 out of 4 since. They're 1-3 in their last 4 games. You mentioned San Diego State. They've lost 4 out of their last 5 games. And then you go to New Mexico, they've lost 2 out of the last 3 too. So none of the top 3 teams in the league are, as you said, feeling great going into the conference tournament. Grand Canyon, they're 2-2 in their last 4. And you could throw in, they're 4-4 in their last 8. So, I mean, they're okay, but they're not on a hot streak by any means. Okay, Nevada. How about Nevada? They were going for a top 4 seed, one of the top teams in the standings. Oh, yeah, they've lost 2 in a row, and they're 2-4 in their last 6 games as well. So literally every team near the top in the top 5 of the standings is 500 or worse in the last couple of weeks here. And you got this really weird scenario, Johnny, where the teams in the middle suddenly are the teams that look the most dangerous in this conference tournament, whether it's UNLV. I mean, who wants to play UNLV right now? That they're 6-2 in their last 8 games, and they're
feeling good.
And they're playing, obviously everybody knows it, but they're playing at their home arena for the conference tournament. Gibbs Lawhorn is scoring at a ridiculous pace. I got my all-conference ballot, Johnny, yesterday for the all-conference awards, and that's going to be very interesting to have to consider player of the year with where people are in the standings.
I would go your UNLV guy over Falslev right now, and Falslev's been my player of the year for like the last month and a half, man. And I don't know if I can do that, losing 3 out of 4 down the stretch.
So your teams that are looking like they're going to be, 6, 7, 8 in the standings, UNLV is 6-2 in their last 8, and nobody really wants to play them. Colorado State has now won 8 games in a row. They went from 3-8 in the conference to now 11-8 in the conference. They're one of the hottest teams on the West Coast right now. 8 wins in a row for Colorado State. And here's Boise State, who's won 4 in a row and is also 9-3 in their last 12 games. So I can't ever remember a time, Johnny, where the teams in like the 6, 7, 8 seed range look like the scary, dangerous, trendy teams, and the teams that are 1 through 5 are all kind of crap in the bed right now. It's a very unique bracket that we're going to see in a very unique conference tournament next week.
Can't wait, man. Exactly. Really excited. Like we've been discussing, all these teams, and the good teams aren't feeling good. They're worried, and they're like, what happened to our season? I thought we were good this year. Now we can't win road games, or I thought we were good this year. Now we can't win home games. I mean, like I said, one bid league, it's looking like. And last night was another indication of that for me with the way Colorado State went into the pit, and they were just the better team, BJ. And now all of a sudden it sets up the premier game in the Mountain West on Saturday this weekend, Boise State at Colorado State. And you know this, like Colorado State, they're, and I'm not trying to insult because it's better than Boise, not even close, but their basketball arena and their fans, like if they are good, like hot ass Nick Clifford or Isaiah Stevens prime or David Roddy being a badass, you know this, that arena is like really tough to play, and it sneaks up on you. When they're middle of the road and they're not much, you don't have to worry about them. They don't just go support them, rain, snow, or shine. But man, Colorado State, they love their basketball team. They're going to be fired up. All of a sudden, this looks like a tournament team to them. All of a sudden, your boy, Ali Farouk Manesh, it looks like he has a team that represents exactly who he was as a player. Moby Arena is going to be packed on Saturday. One, they hate Boise State, man. You know that. And 2, all of a sudden they're good. Like this team should have went to the Sweet 16 last year, right? They lost it on a stupid traveling buzzer beater that would have put Nick Clifford in the Sweet 16. So they're not all that far removed. That's going to be really fun. BJ, for you on the private jet, heading to Fort Collins, definitely a private jet kind of Saturday for you in BNN.
No, it's not it's a Southwest Airlines day on Saturday, Johnny. Don't let folks get weird narratives in their head. No, we are doing the down and back in one day. The 2:00 game is nice, but there's a nice like 7:30 a.m. Southwest flight to Denver. Rent the car, drive over to Fort Collins, maybe get a quick bite to eat, get to the arena, cover the game, do the post-game show, and then head right back to the airport and refill the car with that extra. I hate how they do that, Johnny. That's another rant. At the gas station right by the airport, just happens to be 30 cents higher per gallon, right before the car rental return, because they can get you before, and the one at the Denver airport is like, they could charge $5 more a gallon, and you'd have to pay it because it's the only gas station anywhere around the airport. Since the airport's
Denver airport,
the airport's in the middle of nowhere, so it's that one. They call it Final Approach. What a name, Final Approach. The little gas station right there by the Denver airport. So you refill up, and then I think there's like a 9:00 flight back on Saturday night. So I'm going to go down and back on Saturday, weather permitting. It looks like it's going to be a sunny day in Denver and hopefully a good day here as well. So, I am looking forward to getting down there on Saturday. But no, it's a Southwest Airlines kind of day. BSU, CSU Saturday should be treated as first round of the tournament. Kids know there's extremely high stakes, and there is, Johnny, for Boise State, a lot riding in terms of the seeding. This graphic is courtesy of Jay Tuss, Bronco Studios. This is the current projection of the bracket, Johnny, if it started today. I know it's a little small in the font, but right now, the way the tiebreakers go, Johnny, Boise State would be the 8 seed right now. Now, there are some important games that will matter for this because, as I said, Boise State is playing Colorado State one of the teams is tied with right now. But there's a 4-way tie right now with Nevada, Boise State, with UNLV and Colorado State. And so there will be some movement on this on Saturday. But Johnny, obviously this, the way it would start right now would be about worst case scenario for Boise State. You'd have to play Wyoming, which you've beaten, and that's fine, but that's not as easy as a first round game as San Jose or Air Force or Fresno would be. And then right off the bat in the quarterfinals, you'd have to get a Utah State team that's trounced you twice. And if you somehow, great upset, you beat the number 1 seed in the quarterfinals, you'd have to play a Grand Canyon team that's crushed you twice in the semifinals just to get to the finals. So this would be the pretty much a doomsday scenario. But if Boise State loses, Johnny, they're going to likely be the 8th seed and be in this spot if they lose to Colorado State. If they're able to somehow beat Colorado State, they would move to the 6th seed probably and be in a much better scenario. A lot does depend on what happens with UNLV. They play Friday night, Johnny, against San Diego State. That game is in Viejas Arena on Friday. So I would suspect, who knows in this conference? I said I was going to suspect San Diego State wins that at home on senior night and bounces back, but who knows, I guess, with how they're playing. But if San Diego State does win at home, then I believe Boise State would be the 6th seed with a win, an 8th seed with a loss. And as you see where Colorado State is down on the 6th seed line, Johnny, you get San Jose in your first game. You get a New Mexico team that you beat twice already in your second game. And then maybe a San Diego State team that you've beaten once and it could have beaten the second time in your second game. Certainly the 6th seed, although the game times are later at night and not as ideal, it looks like you'd prefer to be the 6th seed over the 8th seed if it played out that way.
It feels to me, I want anybody but Utah State in round 2. BJ, I'll start there. Anybody but Utah State, because oddly, and I believe this, Utah State has a weird particular focus when they play Boise State that they don't have in other games. Like there's just this deal where Utah State knows they need to kick Boise State's ass in basketball. It means a lot to their fans and who they are. So it feels to me like Boise State never catches Utah State on an off night or, they just didn't show up. That's what Utah State does in Vegas, right? That's what Utah State does in Reno. But they always seem to show up against Boise State. I just don't want them. Grand Canyon, I mean, it feels like those games have been a long time ago, both of them that you played. And I think the last one they played against Grand Canyon was in January, like a couple weeks before the Super Bowl. So Grand Canyon to me was playing better then than it is now. I'm not as scared of GCU, but you're not going to probably play them anyway because I don't think you'll be in the 5-12 bracket. You'd love to have San Diego State or New Mexico in round 2. I absolutely agree with everything you're saying. I just don't want to tussle with Utah State if I'm a Boise State fan because, man, I've done seen that now for like 20 years. Like, I mean, that's just the program I don't want to have anything to do with until I absolutely have to.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It's the toughest matchup on there, but I mean, I watched them play UNLV and just get crushed.
I know.
I've seen them lose some other games, like on a neutral court. I mean, maybe you got to beat them at some point. You take your chances. I don't know. Like,
who would you rather have? I mean, do you think Grand Canyon's a tougher matchup than Utah State?
I would say this about Grand Canyon: the first time you played them was that 9 p.m. game on a Wednesday, right after you lost the triple overtime game to San Diego State. You had a rough crowd. The team had no energy coming off that triple overtime loss. That was just a really rough one. And then the next time you played them, Johnny, don't forget it was like their second straight road game. They had beaten San Jose. They stayed out on the road. And then that was the game when I believe it was the game that R.J. Keene had the flu. And I don't think R.J. Keene played in the game at Grand Canyon. I don't even think he made the trip. And then Andrew Meadow also had the flu and played, but only played like 9 minutes and I either had 2 points or didn't score. So I'm not making excuses, but what I'm saying is I don't think they've played Grand Canyon at 100% or when it's just been a normal, let's just go play. And so maybe on a neutral court in the conference tournament with your full lineup of players, I mean, they're not a great matchup for them. They got some big guys that have really hurt them, especially from the outside. So, and the problem with Grand Canyon is, Johnny, they've got a couple of guys that can drive you and get to the basket, and that's not Boise State's strength, one-on-one defense on the perimeter. So it's just not a great matchup for them. But I also think when you're hot, you're hot. When you're playing well, you can beat anybody. If it's supposed to happen, it's going to happen. If not, you're going to lose to whoever it is. But I don't think they've played Grand Canyon at 100%. Now, will that be enough to get a win? I don't know. Would I just chalk up a 20-point loss if they played Grand Canyon? No, I wouldn't, like the last two games have been. Your Utah State point, yeah. I mean, you'd much rather play New Mexico. You feel much better about San Diego State. For whatever reason, Utah State this year has just given them trouble. And they were only down, 7, I think, at the half in Logan, and then it kind of got away from them, obviously.
I think Mason Falslev, personally doesn't like Boise State. He's from this region. He's seen it right in front of him with football and maybe fans he doesn't like. It just feels, first time I ever saw Mason Falslev play, first time I ever saw him touch the ball, Max Rice was guarding him, and Mason Falslev scored right on Max, just took him right to the lane and just dropped 2 on him. And he did so, and I looked at him, and it looked like Mason Falslev thought that was like game 7 of the NBA Finals with 15 seconds left. Like, it was intense. And it feels like that's the Mason Falslev I always see against Boise State. Like, he is just focused. And then I watch him play other games. I'm like, that's not the Mason Falslev that is the best player in this league. Like, he'll have these quiet stretches. Utah State fan, if you're watching, like, you're telling me more, you know this team more than I do, but yeah, right now, BJ, every one of these teams, like the one team I don't want is Colorado State because they don't miss. They're a microcosm of Farouk Manouche, man. Their coach. They're 5th in America. Colorado State is in 3-point percentage. It's the only stat they're even in the top 50 in is 3-point percentage. Like, everything else, they're okay. That should tell you something. Take the 3, make the 3. That's the only thing they're good at, and they're the hottest team in the league because they shoot the ball really well.
Yeah, they do. Nearly 40% from 3. Believe it or not, Johnny, they're actually 20th in the country in 2-point percentage as well.
17th. I saw 17th.
They according to KenPom, it's got them at 58.6%, 20th. They're also 28th in free throw percentage. They have the number 7 effective field goal percentage in the country offensively, and according to KenPom, the number 47 offense in America. Their defense is not great, 188, so that's where you have to try to get them. But they've been rolling, and again, during that stretch, they have wins over San Diego State and New Mexico, and at New Mexico. I mean, yeah, they've beaten San Jose, Fresno, UNLV, Wyoming, Air Force, San Jose again. Like, I get it. Most of the wins during this win streak are against the bottom teams in the league, but you go win at UNLV, you go win at New Mexico, you beat San Diego State at home. Like, that's enough to get me to pay attention. And what a turnaround. I mean, I want to get to the awards in a second here, Johnny. I'm going to take a quick break, but Ali Farouk not going to be in the mix for Coach of the Year. I mean, with what some of the other schools are doing, but if you did like a honorable mention or a top 5 or a coach that won't win but is deserving of votes, I mean, Ali Farouk probably, with what he's done here, first-year coach, getting them to 20 wins with a roster that I didn't think.
If he's gone, it wouldn't shock me if he's gone.
I don't
if they're
think
like,
so.
Let's just get this guy now while we know he's going to be good. I wouldn't shock me. I mean,
let's hold that thought for a minute here, Johnny. Hey, Lithia Ford of Boise, online at lithiafordboise.com. Whether it's a new or pre-owned vehicle, they got you covered at Lithia Ford of Boise. And again, they got Ben Ford, they got Matt Wagner, Roger Carrion, some new athletes coming on NIL deals, coaches, administrators. You want somebody that supports Boise State, Bronco Nation News, you're not going to find anybody bigger than Jim Sturk and Lithia Ford of Boise. Hey, Sun Cruiser, whether it's the iced tea lemonade, the vodka lemonade, so many different flavors. You can get it at Jackson's, you can get it at Ridley's. Highly recommend Sun Cruiser. They'll be available at Circa if you're heading down to Circa next weekend for the conference tournament. Hope to catch up with you and have a Sun Cruiser. hit me up. And love Sun Cruiser. Appreciate them. Looking forward to enjoying some down at Circa for the conference tournament next week. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Johnny, as you know, ICCU donates $25 for every made free throw at Extra Mile Arena. That was 26 free throws made. What's the quick math on that, Johnny? 26 free throws, $25 per free throw for the Idaho Youth Sports Commission. I believe that's $650 if my math is correct on bad quick math. But thousands of dollars donated throughout the season to the Idaho Youth Sports Commission, a charity that we really like here at BNN, thanks to ICCU, Idaho Central Credit Union, online, iccu.com. And I mentioned that 75-cent fountain drink. I'm enjoying it today. Today's the day, folks. Get out to Jackson's. Get a 75-cent fountain drink today at Jackson's, any size. I went with the giant drink. Typically, it's $2.09 plus tax. I got it for 75 cents. It's like 70% off or whatever it is because the Broncos scored 75 points on Tuesday. So you get 2 days later, a 75-cent fountain drink from our friends at Jackson's. Johnny, clear the air here. What is the official name of the taco?
Oh, the Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco. Yeah, those are
Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco. It's becoming a big deal around here, Johnny. You recommended it. I took the kids to Taco Bell the other night. We had it, and it was unbelievable. Both my kids enjoyed it, and they want more of them, and it's tremendous. The crunchy chicken Cantina Taco.
The cheese on the what is it? The tortilla, the crunchy tortilla. There's cheese that's melted on it, so it's like a cheesy.
And the tortilla is like either cooked or toasted or fried or I don't know.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I order it every time I go. It's like the first thing I say. I'll take 2 chicken Cantina crispy tacos, 2. And then I'm just going wherever else I'm going on that menu.
I know the feeling exactly, man. Yes, it was tremendous stuff. But Johnny, hopefully yesterday folks took advantage of the free taco, just a regular taco. But if the Broncos scored 83 points, so you get a free taco at Taco Bell the day after the game. Hopefully you took advantage of that yesterday and all the other great options at Taco Bell. We appreciate the Nicolason family, the SOM Management Group. Again, for more information, check them out at TacoBellWorks.com and the Blue and Orange Store online, theblueandorangestore.com. If you need Boise State gear, best selection, the best prices, the official in-venue provider of Boise State merchandise is the Blue and Orange Store. And again, whether that's jerseys, bumper stickers, car flags, that location at the Boise Town Square Mall has more than 14,000 hats on the hat wall. They've got the customizable jerseys at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame location. And of course, you can order online anywhere in the world at the Blue and Orange Store.com. All right, Johnny. So does the game Saturday for you, they've won 4 in a row. They're 10-3 in the last 13. Like, does the game Saturday change how your confidence level going into the conference? Like if they lose Saturday, tough game. You just said tough game on the road. Colorado State's the hottest team in the league. They've won 8 in a row. They're going to be underdogs in the game. If they lose the game, does that dampen your thoughts of what this team could do? And I guess vice versa. If they win, how much more would it encourage you going forward here? I guess there's really not. I mean, seeding is certainly a big deal too, and maybe that would change your opinion on it, knowing what the seed is. And what they lose, and all of a sudden they're the 8th seed. The draw looks a lot worse. So how much is Saturday's game for you, Johnny? 2:00 on the Mountain West Network, going to impact your thoughts about this team going into the conference tournament?
Well, I mean, you'll feel one way if they win, regardless. You'll feel really good. If they don't win, I don't think you're gonna feel really good, but you might not be like, oh, we have no chance either. You'll say, oh, yeah, look at that atmosphere. And I think it depends on how you lose. If you play really well and lose, you're okay with it. If you play one of these weird games where your star players shoot 17% from the field, Meadow takes 3 shots, Dom Parolin leads the team in scoring that game, Buchanan looks like he's got a bad back again, Fielder is on the bench watching Parolin play more than just if all that crap comes, and I've seen all that crap this year, at times, throw in a bunch of other crap too, then you're like, okay, well, maybe we won't have much of a chance in this conference tournament, you're thinking. But again, I think it kind of depends, BJ, on how it looks. I don't think they're going to lay an egg. I think this team's playing its best ball of the year. If that does result in a win, then they become, in my opinion, the team that nobody wants to play in the Mountain West tournament. If not, then they just kind of fall into that mix of anything can happen, like UNLV. Anything can happen. No, Boise State, Colorado State, kind of these, hey, you're not going to be surprised, BJ. To be honest, the way Wyoming's playing, like, I'm not going to be the most shocked person in the world if Wyoming wins 2 games in this tournament. Seriously. Like, I think it's that wide open, BJ. I could see Wyoming really putting Utah State in a pinch, in a bind, in a really, like, remember Boise State a few years ago where that Blackshear player from Nevada had
Keenan
a wide
Blackshear, yes.
Blackshear, right?
Keenan Blackshear, yep.
Yeah, he had a wide open 3 from the wing, and if he makes that, Boise State's the 1 seed and they're out. Well, luckily he missed a wide open 3, and Boise State, I've always remember, they ended up winning the tournament that year. They needed that. Like, I could see Wyoming putting Utah State in that position. It really is going to be an exciting tournament. Like, your boy Tom Moser is just, he's not going to know what to do, man. Seriously, he's not going to be able to handle this. Every single game, like, has some interesting storylines. It really does, man.
Yeah. We're talking about doing, I told him too, like, because these last games aren't going to end till so late. And he like, there's so much to talk about. Like, I don't want him doing 2-hour shows till 4 a.m. and then the next game starts at noon. So we're talking about doing maybe a show after the first session and then a show after the second session, or maybe breaking it up with some different shows after the games. We're trying to figure that out because it's going to be crazy. And now you have the extra game on Wednesday. So you have the 4 full games on Wednesday and the full 4 games on Thursday. You mentioned Wyoming, Johnny. In their last 4 games, they've won at Grand Canyon, and now they've beaten Nevada at home. They're 4-1 in their last 5 games. Wyoming as well. So it's another team at the bottom that's playing well and looking dangerous, more so than some of the teams at the top. So it really is crazy. I mentioned the awards ballot I got, Johnny, was sent out to me. And there's always that debate for player of the year in particular. And I hadn't given the whole voting much thought yet, to be honest, Johnny, because I didn't think Boise State would have, a guy on first team, wouldn't really be a part of it, and hadn't really given it a whole lot of thought. Now Drew Fielder's making a push. I don't, Ken Palm does do what the stats say, or like their all conference team or whatever. And after the game the other night, for the first time, I think all season, Johnny, up to the 5th spot, the 5th player on the Ken Palm all Mountain West Conference team is Drew Fielder. Now on Ken Palm, he has him as the 5th best player in this conference and deserving of a spot on that first team. I don't think he'll get it just because of where Boise State is in the standings, but I at least think he'll be, second team probably at this point. But the reason I say this, and this is more just on analytics and numbers and things, he has Falslev as his player of the year. He has Jaden Henley at Grand Canyon, Tomislav Buljan, New Mexico, Elijah Price, Nevada, and then Drew Fielder. He doesn't even have Gibbs Lawhorn in the top 5. I think Gibbs Lawhorn will be first team. For part of the season, it was like, oh, he'll at least be all conference, but can't put him first team. Now he continues to do it, and it's like, okay, now he's first team. Now he continues to do it. It's okay, does he have a chance to get player of the year? I think he'll get some votes. And this run he's been on of 30-point games is incredible. I know he didn't score a ton the other day, and they still beat UNLV or Utah State. Where are you on player of the year needing to come from a team that won the league or finished 2nd or 3rd versus the stats are so incredible, I don't care if they finish 7th?
Yeah, it depends on the stats, how incredible they are. If it's like a Trey Young at Oklahoma thing, BJ, and that's what Gibbs Lawhorn kind of reminds me of. It's kind of what Pashner and Garson do with him. I mean, green light everywhere, and he's really hard to guard. And he's gonna have an easier time dropping 30 than most guys in the league. I've always been a false love guy. As you're watching this, you can tell, like, I really appreciate his game. I think he's tough as hell, and that's who I would want on my team. I would feel good of winning every game I play if I have a Mason Falslove, but Utah State's not what they were, man. And how much do I factor that in? Like, he's not playing his best at the end of the season. So as far as Fielder goes, I'm not going to object if he's first team. He's had a first team all-league season, but I don't think he'll get it either. Boise State came on late a little bit. I think there's other players too on the players that you mentioned and on teams that have had more success this season. But Fielder should be second team. If he's not second team, then it's like, okay, what's going on? I don't know if there's another Boise State player that cracks it. Probably not, but certainly some honorable mention. This team is better than the sum of its parts, or whatever the saying goes, right? It's a better team than it is, I think, a collection of individual talent. At least that's how they're playing to me right now, where Drew Fielder can score 0 and then he can score 33, right? I mean, that's what this team can do. The way Buchanan has been playing, like, felt like maybe he was, still nursing that back a little bit for times. But when Javen looks like he's healthy, he looks like the dominating player that I thought he would be all year. Man, the guy's like 6'9", 6'8", and he's got guard skills. Like, so if all these things come together, I think it can work. But as far as player of the year goes, I'm kind of a Gibbs Lawhorn guy, BJ. I was talking about this with another voter yesterday, and so is he. He's kind of taken this thing from Falslove a little bit. I know where UNLV is on the standings too, but he's been spectacular. Where are you leaning?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, if Utah State wins on Saturday, they'll win the outright title, and Utah State will be the outright champions if they win on Saturday, and that would make it hard probably not to give it to Falslove. I mean, he's averaging 16 points a game. He's 7th in the league in scoring. By the way, Gibbs Lawhorn, 20.6 points per game on the season, and that is by far, I guess, Colby Garland, San Jose is small, behind him a little bit, but in terms of the contenders, that's 3-4 points a game more than some of these guys. Jaden Henley, 17.8 a game. I mean, MJ Collins is 17.3. There's some good scorers in this league. By the way, Drew Fielder, 9th in the conference in scoring at 14.5 a game. Excuse me. Javen Buchanan, 18th in the conference, 12.4 points per game. Dylan Andrews, 19th in the conference at 12.40 per game. So 3 of the top 19 scorers Boise State actually has. Drew Fielder leads the conference in field goal percentage, by the way, as well, 54.4%. And I know, John, you guys had a chance to get him on your show yesterday. We talked to him on the post-game interviews after the game as well. Really enjoyed talking to this guy, man, and all indications are that, he'll be back next year. I don't know why he wouldn't, personally.
Agree.
He already did the big, Big East, go far away from home type thing, came back home. I don't think you come all the way back home just to have 1 year to parlay it into leaving again for a little more money. I think Boise State will take care of him. I think they'll build this team around him next year. I think it would be a exciting offseason for Boise State fans. They could really get behind one of the better big men on the West Coast in Drew Fielder. And I know you asked him about that specifically on the show yesterday.
Prater actually was the one that asked the question, I think. But yeah, he just said, absolutely, that's the plan. Like, period, end of story. Like, yeah, like everything you said. He hasn't lived here for a while because they left. He left when he was, a sophomore at Rocky Mountain to go to that academy in California. He likes being home. He loves the outdoors. Like, he walks the green belt. He goes hiking when he has time. Like, he really does love it. And like you said, he'll be the highest paid player on the team, kind of build the team around him, tell him, hey, you need to assume a big leadership role on this thing, which I think Drew wants. I think that's part of who he is, a leader, and he would not have a hard time at all if Leon goes up to him and says, hey, I need you to drive this bus, man. And I think he'd say, okay, where are we headed? So, yeah, who are you going to build around Drew? At this point, the only way I think he would have left if he would have had a crappy experience, but I don't think he's having a crappy experience, man. I know there's been ups and downs, but he's going to be an all-league player, the only all-league player on this team. I don't remember the last time a local player led Boise State in scoring. I don't think Max ever did. I think you got to go back to the great Abe Jackson, where you can see a local kid led this team in scoring for a year. Boucher had some good years, won. I don't think he led that team in scoring. I think it was Reggie Larry. So, I mean, that would be a cool thing, too. He's local. You would think the NIL opportunities for a local person are more than someone coming from out of state or out of the country. You just think all that stuff makes sense. The one thing I would be nervous for if I'm a Boise State fan is if, say a massive school, a Michigan, a Kentucky, someone like that, where they're looking at players to fill and all the players are leaving and they're scrambling and they're saying, a kid at Boise, he'll be a fourth-year player. He's an adult, this and this and that. We could get him for probably 1.8 or 2.1 when that's not a lot for those teams. Then maybe Drew would say, I'm going to leave and I'm going to try to play at Michigan and be the 5th, 6th, 7th best player on the team. Maybe. I don't know. But it feels to me like this is his best spot. And from what he was saying yesterday on Idaho Sports Talk, I don't think he's BSing either. Absolutely. That's the plan. He's going to be back here next year, and maybe he's preseason Mountain West Player of the Year, BJ. I don't know. But
he could be. Yeah. And Carter says he has another year. Yes. Drew Fielder has another. Believe it or not, Drew Fielder has another year. Not even a red shirt. This is just his regular he's a third-year college junior here, Johnny. And and just look at the way that Boise State lets him have the freedom to take some of those three-pointers and stuff. You're not getting that at some other places. The way Boise State uses the post player, it's just the perfect offense for him. And
he'll play more minutes next year too.
Yeah,
he'll get 5-6 more minutes a night, and yeah,
his dad and his family get to come to all of his games. Again, maybe money talks. Maybe he does have this deep inside goal of proving that he can play at Kentucky or somewhere like you said. But I would suspect he comes back. They take care of him. They pay him, and that's a nice building block to build around. Johnny, Idaho Sports Talk today, man. What do we got coming up?
Committee member, is the Mountain West a one-bid league? Tom Wistrcell on the NCAA selection committee. He'll hop on. He's, of course, the Big Sky commissioner. BJ going to get us ready for the Big Sky tournament. We will continue our Boise State Getting to Know the New Players series. Not sure where we're going today as far as which player, but that series has been a lot of fun. And examining these players, BJ, a lot of these kids are coming in with what I think is a lot of talent. I like some of these guys that Spencer's bringing in. A couple of kids from De Anza College, Player of the Year in offense, Player of the Year in defense, in that California JUCO league. I'm excited about some of these guys.
When do the Vandals play down there, Johnny?
Saturday night, man. It's a doubleheader. I look better on the right, and I'm a decade older. Man, yeah.
You look like Tom Brady, man. You just get better with it. Get better by the years. Johnny Ballgame, the best. We'll be listening 3 to 6 today, Idaho Sports Talk. Thanks, Johnny.
Thanks, guys.
All right, there he is, Johnny Ballgame. Appreciate him for coming on as always. Again, never miss Idaho Sports Talk 3 to 6 weekdays on KTIK, the ticket. We'll keep this thing going. If you got any questions, comments, thoughts on the all-conference team, thoughts on who you'd like to see back on next year's roster, we'll take all those here in just a second. But first, Boucher Real Estate. Number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Boucher in Boucher Real Estate. You can check him out online at BoucherRealEstate.com. Whether you're buying or selling a home, we did that in the Raines family with Matt and his team. It was tremendous. Highly recommend it. Again, 252-9877. Get more information online, BoucherRealEstate.com. Hey, if you need a new roof, maybe you need just a repaired roof, all your roofing needs, I got the folks you need to call. Signature Roofing, covering our community for more than 2 decades. Whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, or an inspection, Signature Roofing online, mysignatureroofing.com, mysignatureroofing.com, covering our community for more than 2 decades. And you can leave us a voicemail, speakpipe.com/BNN. Signature Roofing, They did our roof. It's been tremendous. We love it, and you will as well. Great every step. So easy the process to get a new roof. And like I said, maybe you're not sure on the price. They'll come out and do an inspection for you or an estimate. It's all free. They'll talk you through the process, and you can make an informed decision on the future of your roof at your home. So Signature Roofing, covering our community one roof at a time. Check them out at mysignatureroofing.com. If you need a fence, well, I got the folks you need to call for that as well. Element Fencing, decks, pergolas, fences, cedar, wrought iron, vinyl. They can do it all. Brady and his staff are ready to help you build your perfect fencing project from the ground up, and they can suit your needs, all the different options and things, and just tremendous customer service, tremendous work. We had them do a fence for us at our old house, and it was just great stuff. So if you're on the fence about that next fencing project, now's the time. Element Fencing, online, elementfencing.com. Ridley's Family Markets, shop ridleys.com. You want a friendly staff, you want great deals, fresh, products, the best deals. Ridley's Family Markets is who you need to go check out. Locations across the Treasure Valley, the Magic Valley, state of Idaho, surrounding states. Great deals, great people, and don't deal with the large conglomerate, grocers. Think local, think Ridley's Family Markets. Hey, rowpaint.com, 20% off that winter painting project. They're ready to help you, whether it's the painter for a day project where you supply the paint, they supply the painter, or maybe it's interior, exterior painting, concrete coatings, all your painting needs. Hit up rowpaint.com. If you're looking for a new job, how about Transportation Compliance Service, transcomservice.com. Get into the trucking business, whether it's DOT, overweight, all the permits and things you need. Check out Transportation Compliance Service online at transcomservice.com. And again, they're a local company, folks, helping out folks just like you get into the trucking industry around the United States, like 50-plus accounts they sign up a day. So highly recommend if you're looking for a new job, reach out, get more information, Transportation Compliance Service. Tom Moser was live last night, another night in the Mountain West. I saw a comment, I think, from Sky earlier in the show about how great of a job he's doing. I agree. Tom Moser's doing a tremendous job. If you missed the show last night, he broke down not only the Colorado State New Mexico game, but talked about the conference standings, the conference tournament, all kinds of great conference discussion. Tom Moser, another night in the Mountain West. Check them out on the new YouTube channel we started. Again, it's just youtube.com/@Mountain West BNN /@Mountain West BNN, and you can subscribe and you can watch all of Tom's Mountain West videos there. All right, Mountain West Conference is a one-bid league, just as Gloria wanted. Drew in his last game was intense and showed the team we got this. Hopefully Fielder sticks around next year. I really don't know why he wouldn't. I mean, again, if it's all about the money and it's 100% about the money, he would have been at USC, not at Boise State. I believe USC offered significantly more money than Boise State did, but he didn't want to go to USC, and he changed his mind and came to Boise State. So he's already proven it's not all about the top dollar. Now, maybe the money that folks are throwing around now after this season is a little different. Maybe he has a decision to make. I don't know. I'm sure some folks will poke around, ask, but I think Boise State will be able to do enough to where it's worth it for him to stay. As I said, the offense, the freedom he has in the offense, the ability to take quote unquote bad shots in the offense, like he's not getting pulled when he takes a bad three or takes a fadeaway. Like he has that leeway that he didn't probably have at Georgetown, and then he might not have it at Kentucky, where he can just pop 5, 6, 7 threes a game. They allowed him to be used a lot different here than he did at Georgetown, and Georgetown's probably looking at it going, wow, we should have let him take more threes. We should have let him have the ball in his hands more. Like he had 7 and 5, I think, at Georgetown, and now he's at like 14 and 8 or whatever here. I mean, it's been the increase has been pretty impressive. And if you can build a team around Drew Fielder next year, I think fans would be very excited about Boise State basketball, regardless of the rest of the team, if you have Drew Fielder to kind of anchor it going into next season. So I think he's priority number one. Keep Drew Fielder, and I think Boise State will make that happen. I think he stays. I'd be surprised if he left. He already left for the money, like I said, already went to Georgetown, already did the Big East type thing. He came home, cool story, had a great year. I don't think he just ruins that and leaves again after 1 year. I think he takes whatever Boise State can muster up to pay him, and I think he stays, and I think he's a huge guy to build around going into next season. I think that would be big. Fielder back would be a great anchor. One of Keene, Peanut, or Meadow needs to leave, and then in the portal need to prioritize the backcourt. guards win games. NATO cannot be the starting point guard. Don't disagree on NATO. I like him. I think he has a great future. I think I've said this before, but I'm not sure that I'm not sure NATO is a guy you can lean on for 35 minutes just quite yet. I think he needs another year of seasoning and could be a guy that plays 25 minutes a game next year, but I'm not sure he's your lead guard next year. I agree with that. And let's be honest, Boise State's had pretty good success the last couple of years finding Alvaro Cardenas and finding Dylan Andrews the last 2 years in the portal. So if they can go find another guy like that for the third year in a row at the point guard spot, and then you have Fielder back, and then Keene, Peanut Meadow, one needs to go. I see what you're saying there, and I don't totally disagree, but I'm not going to pick which one I want to leave. I think all three provide value. I think if all three came back, you wouldn't be disappointed about that. But you do want to see some turnover, I guess, to the roster, and maybe that's one area that you could try to find it. I would suspect Keene comes back. I don't think Keene goes 5 years here and does all that just to leave for his very last year. Maybe I'm wrong, but Keene doesn't seem like that type of guy. So I think you're looking at Peanut or Meadow, and both those guys are good players. Both those guys, I think, have underachieved a little this year. Peanut in particular, I think, would admit that he didn't shoot the ball nearly as well as he could this year. Do you want to have another program potentially benefit from that? Another program buys cheap on him and he returns to his norm and has a great year shooting next year. Do you want that to be somewhere else? I don't know. You've invested in him for 2 years. I'm not ready to give up on Peanut Carmichael right now. I think if he wants to come back, I think you bring him back and you hope that his shooting returns to the norm there. I know defensively leaves some things to be desired, and that's one thing for me. You got to find some on-ball defenders in the portal. You got to find some guys at one-on-one. You think you're driving on us, good luck. And I think, I know Fielder's your guy in the middle, but you'd like to have a little more rim protection as well in terms of somebody that can protect the rim and just not make it so easy for teams to drive at times on Boise State. And so I think, you'd like to keep NATO. I think Spencer Aarons, you certainly want to keep. Really worried about us not keeping Aaron. I don't think so. He's a freshman. He came in. He's played some. I mean, this guy turned down Gonzaga and some Illinois, some other schools when he picked Boise State. So he's already had bigger options and didn't take them. I'm not sure why he all of a sudden would just bounce, especially when he would have a chance to maybe start next year or have a bigger role. I'm not super worried about Aaron's leaving. Obviously, I guess until you find out they're staying, you should be worried. But I don't think he's an obvious guy that's just gone. I think he, sees that he'll have a bigger role and got some time this year. But, he was a freshman also. Most freshmen understand it. You have to develop. You don't just come in and play 30 minutes a game regardless. So if it's only about playing time, maybe some other school throws a lot of money at him to be their 7th or 8th player. I don't know. But I think Spencer Aarons knows that if he comes back, he'd be a major part of this team. I really do. But certainly when you lose Javen Buchanan, that's going to be a big loss. You got to find a way to replace Javen, another guy in the paint that can bang and just score in multiple ways. That's what's so great about Javen is he can hit the outside shot, but he can drive on you. He can post you up. They need another kind of 3-level scorer, kind of like Javen. And so ideally that would be Javen if the Purdue football players lawsuit goes through and that opens up another year for him. But I don't get the sense that's something that Javen's seriously considering right now. But you need to get a little more athletic, as somebody said. I agree with that. Just get more athletic in general. More bun bones, so to speak. More guys that are just freakishly long and athletic and can defend and can take an alley-oop and slam it home. That's certainly what you'd like to see. You'd like to have your team look like San Diego State when they get off the bus, frankly. Just long, tall, athletic-looking dudes. And that doesn't always equate to things, but against other teams that look like that, like a Grand Canyon or a Nevada at times, like you need to have guys that can defend and can move and can keep up with some of those guys. So, I think you'd like to get more athletic. I do think you'd like to get a little more, like I said, rim protector or a little more, paint protection, losing Buchanan and losing Parolin, you're going to have to find somebody else in the paint for sure, even with Fielder back. So I think that, but let's talk about all that in a couple weeks. Hopefully it's 2 or 3 weeks so they can get to the tournament and make a run. It's not worth wasting time on right now. They've got a game on Saturday, and they've got the conference tournament next week, and then we'll have all of the rest of March and April to talk about the portal and who they're going to get and who's staying and who's leaving. It really is kind of pointless at this point because they've won 4 in a row. They've won 10 of their last 13, and they're playing really, really good basketball team. And all the outside noise this team has had to deal with and play through, and just whether people were asking for coaching changes, saying the team's checked out, they don't like each other, like all the storylines and narratives that are out there about this team, all they've done the last 6 to 8 weeks is win 10-3 in the last 13 games. And they're playing. I said it last week, and it's not I said it yesterday. It's not an excuse, whatever, but literally you just take out that 4-game stretch in the middle of the season. And I know you can't, the games count. It is what it is, but this team is literally a 2-week stretch away from being an NCAA tournament team. It was a bad 2 weeks that's keeping them out of the tournament. It really was. Even if you go 2-2 in those 4 games, you're probably right there on the bubble. So, and people feel a lot different about this season. So they just had a rough 2 weeks, and it started with a triple overtime loss in a game they probably should have won. I mean, so you hate to always do the what could have been and, oh, it was so close. And I know that ends up being the storyline a lot with this team, but once again, you were literally a 10-day stretch in the middle of January away from really being right there. I mean, if New Mexico wins, guys, and Boise State wins, Boise State will be 2 games out of first place. I mean, they may finish as the 6 or 7 seed, but Boise State, guys, has a chance to finish 2 games out of first place. 2 games. The league champion is going to have 5 or 6 losses this year. Boise State has 8 right now. Like, those UNLV games go the other way. The one San Diego State game. I mean, think of some of the games Boise State lost, and they were right there. Right there. So it's crazy to think how close this season was to going really, really, really differently. But that's how basketball is, and that's the way it is. And so Buchanan's the X factor, seems to be peaking at the right time. If he's playing well, Fielder, we don't run. Our shooters have a crazy out game to keep. Agreed. And the nice thing about Buchanan is he can pretty much get a shot or at least get to the free throw line whenever he wants it. I mean, when you need a shot, you can get him the ball, and he's at least going to find a way to post up or get to the rim or do something. I mean, Buchanan can get a shot when he needs it, and that's one thing that's super nice to have and see. Oh, there's Mr. Buchanan. How you doing? Yeah, appreciate that. Well, looking forward to getting to Fort Collins on Saturday. Looking forward to next week. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about next year. But this team, as I said, playing well at the right time. It's fun. Saturday's game should be awesome because Colorado State's also playing great. And, I'll end the show kind of how we started it. Like, all you can ask for at this point in the season is to have hope, to go to the conference tournament, at least with some reason to feel somewhat excited about this team. And I think if you're a Boise State fan, you've got plenty of reasons to at least be somewhat intrigued and excited about the conference tournament. If you want to have the hope of them making a magical dream run, I think you can have that. Like, there's reason. They're 10-3 in their last 13. They've won 4 in a row. Like, there's just a decent vibe around this program right now. And are they going to win the tournament? Probably not. Are they going to even reach the championship game? Probably not. But, like, you can have hope. You can look at the way they've played and go, I could see this team winning a couple of games. Sure, like, it's like you're not going into the tournament thinking they have no chance. And some years you really do. Like, even if they lose on Saturday, I'll feel the same way. Now, that a loss on Saturday probably hurts their seeding, which may make you feel not as good if you're going in as the 8th seed instead of the 6th seed. The game times are much better, by the way, for the 8th seed. But regardless, like, you have some hope. You can have hope right now. This team has at least put itself in a position that they can go to Vegas feeling like they have a legitimate chance to make a run, and that's all you can ask for at this point. Somebody's asking for the seeding again. I'll put it up here real quick. If the tournament started today, this would be your seeding. Boise State would be in the 8-9 game against Wyoming and would have to play Utah State. Not ideal at all. I did say earlier in the show, if Boise State wins, they're going to be no worse than the 7. And if San Diego State tomorrow night beats UNLV, that game is in San Diego tomorrow night, Friday night. If San Diego State beats UNLV, And then if Boise State wins on Saturday, Boise State will be the 6. And that's what I project to happen in terms of San Diego State. I think they're going to beat UNLV at San Diego State. That would make, and so I think Boise State will either be the 6 or the 7. But a loss and they're 7 or 8. And so there is a big difference for Boise State tomorrow. You lose, you're probably, or Saturday. You lose, you're looking at Wyoming, Utah State, Grand Canyon just to get to the finals. You win, you're looking at San Jose, New Mexico, San Diego State to get to the finals. Certainly the second path looks a lot better. So if you're Boise State, you certainly want to try to win on Saturday, help your seeding, and that'll go a long ways. And again, thanks to Jay Tuss, Bronco Studios, for giving us this projected bracket to hear. Jay Tuss, Bronco Studios. Make sure you check him out. Are we interested in the NIT or the Vegas tourney if we don't get the big? I'm going to have to look into that a little more. I don't know the answer to that. I would have said no a week or two ago, but they've won 4 in a row. They're playing better. There's a different vibe around the team. Maybe they're not quite ready to end this thing. Maybe they want to get the young guys some more experience. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Part of me thinks some of the guys might want to be gone, but you know what? Maybe a Dylan Andrews, maybe a Dom Parolin, maybe a Jaden Buchanan aren't ready for their college career to end, and they'd love to go play in the NIT. I don't know. And that's a lot of times a thing the seniors vote on or get to have a say in. So I don't know. I would have said no a week or two ago, thought this team was ready for the season to just get over with and move on to the portal and next year and everything else. But maybe the last 2 weeks have changed the vibe a little bit around this team. We'll see. Any chance Javen has another year? I mentioned that earlier as well. There's a lawsuit going on with a Purdue football player, and he is challenging that the non-Division I year should not count. So if that goes through, then Javen Buchanan theoretically would possibly have another year from the NAIA time not counting. But I don't know the likelihood of that happening. But look up the Purdue offensive lineman, I think it is, and try to follow that story. But get a 6 or 7, I have hope. 8 seed, not so much. Yeah, which is disappointing, because even if they lose the game tomorrow on Saturday, I don't think you'll feel much different about the team, because chances are they will lose. Like, they're an underdog and it's a tough place to play, and Colorado State's rolling. So I don't think like the game itself will turn you off, but then you turn around and look at the seeding and you're like, oh wow, now that's their path. Yeah, that's going to be tough. So yeah, there's a lot riding on Saturday's game for that reason. So hey, go check out BroncoNationNews.com. Boise State basketball had a visitor on a recruiting visit from Albuquerque, New Mexico. How about that? A 4-star guard from Albuquerque, New Mexico visited Boise State for the San Diego State game. Chris Van Sickle caught up with him. You can read that story and get his thoughts on his recruitment in Boise State. Nathan Carroll has all kinds of content. I'm posting one on Cage Casey here after the show. And then we got some other stuff coming. So go subscribe, 50% off right now. I know there's a lot of talk about On3 and these other, 24/7s, going downhill and all this. We've lost a couple of guys. We have, but there's a plan in place. 24/7 is going to be just fine. We're not just throwing money at random people and writing checks that we can't cash. 24/7 is a healthy, profitable business, and we have plans in place to replace some of the national recruiting analysts that we've lost and things. So have faith. 24/7 has been the industry leader and will continue to be. And maybe not winning some of the PR headlines right now, but that's no reason to worry. I'm excited for the future at 24/7. Excited for our future at Bronco Nation News, and we hope you'll be a part of it. 50% off right now. Our annual subscription is just 50% off at BroncoNationNews.com. BroncoNationNews.com. Sign up now. Read our recruiting coverage. Read all of our coverage, and help us out. And we're looking forward to a busy week, busy next 10 days, and hopefully beyond if they can go on a magical run down there in Vegas. So appreciate you guys for checking us out. BroncoNationNews.com. Tough one for the women last night, by the way. They lost to UNLV, and they end up as the 5 seed in the conference tournaments. They were going to be the 2 seed if they won. They drop all the way to the 5, and now they don't get a bye. And so they're playing on Saturday in the first round of the tournament. And then if they reach the semifinals on Monday, we'll be down there to cover them Monday night. So tough one for the women last night. Gordy Presnell got an early tee. They just didn't have it. They got crushed by UNLV, and they fall to the 5 seed in their conference tournament, which starts on Saturday. So we'll be following them, tracking them, covering them as well. But Sun Cruiser Studios, pick up a Sun Cruiser, whether it's the iced tea vodka, lemonade vodka, low calories, low carb, no carbonation, great beverage to just kind of sip on while you're golfing or hanging out by the pool. Sun Cruiser, we'll be drinking them down in Vegas next week. And Lithia Ford of Boise, our title sponsor as well. LithiaFordBoise.com. Lithia Ford of Boise, our title sponsor. Newer pre-owned vehicle. Now's the perfect time to view their full inventory at LithiaFordBoise.com. And don't forget, Julian Bowie will be back next year at guard. That'll be a big boost to have him back, a year of development for him as well, as he kind of clears his mind and things. I think Julian Bowie has a chance to be a very, very solid player for them next season as well. Keep that in mind. If you are heading to the conference tournament next week, hit me up. If you're looking for a place to stay, Circa's your spot. Circa Las Vegas. Check them out, circalasvegas.com. They also own the D Las Vegas, which is on Fremont Street, and that's a cheaper option maybe for you. And that also includes access to Stadium Swim and the pool there and everything. So if you're looking for some stuff to do in Las Vegas, if you need a place to stay, Circa's your spot. They've got the great restaurants there, Barry's Steakhouse, tremendous stuff. But if you're just looking for a spot to come watch the games, they have the sports book there. And obviously the Stadium Swim pool, you can hang out during the day, especially if Boise State's not playing till 8 p.m. if they get that 6 seed. So hit me up on social media, email me. Would love to meet up with some of you guys. I'll buy you your first round over at Circa if you come over and say hello. So reach out to me. And again, if you're interested in a spot, Circa's your spot for the conference tournament or your next trip to Las Vegas. As Bronco Rob says, Circa is the absolute best. So Circa Las Vegas, check them out, circalasvegas.com. And I cannot wait to get down there. Tremendous people down there at Circa, and it truly is the best experience I've had down there in terms of a hotel and just the dining experience and the whole thing. I mean, you walk into Circa and then make it where you don't want to leave the whole time you're there. It truly is that special, and it's everything you need is right there inside Circa. The Stadium Swim pool's unbelievable during conference tournament games. I mean, you'll get a first round Big Ten game, between Rutgers and, I don't know, UCLA starting at 9 a.m. or something out there at the pool, and you're just hanging out, or 8 a.m. I guess sometimes. You're just 8:30. There's an A-10 game on at 8:30 in the morning, and you're just sitting out there. I mean, it's amazing conference tournament week at Circa with how early the games start, and you can sit there and watch the games all day in the sports book, all day at the pool. It's so much fun to wake up at Circa and see all the betting lines up there for the conference tournaments and all the odds and the games starting, like I said, bright and early. It is so much fun. I would argue conference tournament weekend is better than the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. There's just more games and more action, and it's more fun, in my opinion. The 8 East brisket fried rice. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And a pro trip, Bronco Rob, try the Vital Vegas. Vital Vegas is a great one as well. I really enjoy that one. It's a secret menu item, but it's like chicken and brisket mixed in with the fried rice. They've got some tremendous. 8 East is an awesome restaurant. I would say it's like a better, nicer version of P.F. Chang's kind of. All right, hit up Circa. Hope to see you there next week. Reach out to me if you want to meet up, and I'll take care of your first beverage at Circa. But appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Again, go check out BroncoNationNews.com. Subscribe. Great time of year to subscribe with conference tournament coming, and then obviously football spring practice getting ready to start. A lot of great stuff happening, and we will have you covered at BroncoNationNews.com from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Our title sponsor is Lithia Ford of Boise. We'll talk to you later, guys, and we'll see you online. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com. Take care.